Yeah, and I was going to ask you, speaking of podcasts and whatnot, do you listen to podcasts when you're running? Do you listen to anything, music or?
I definitely listened to music over the years. I'm a big Tony Robbins fan. I've been to like 4 of his events, like with the self
Wow.
stuff.
Wow.
Yeah.
Speaking of
And
personal growth, yeah, cool.
yeah, I've done a lot of that. So I've listened to his stuff. Recently, I've been listening to Jillian Turecki, who's a relationship and dating coach. I
Hmm.
actually attended a virtual event of hers a month ago. She's becoming pretty popular. She has like 380,000 followers on Instagram, and it was 11 hours over a weekend, and I think 500 people registered. So I listened to her stuff, random podcast people sent to me. But I find that when I'm going the 7 minute mile in the park, I want the high energy music. And
Right.
then when I'm on the treadmill in my building or just lifting weights, like then I have more space where my mind could listen to the podcast. So I mix of both.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And what's your take on, did you get into Tony Robbins or the personal growth space, I guess, or did you always have an interest in that, or is that something also that developed later on for you?
It was later on at the end of the marriage, it was July of 2016. There's a documentary called I'm Not Your Guru on Netflix.
Yes.
So have you seen that?
I haven't watched, funny enough, because I've read Tony Robbins books, but I haven't actually watched it. Is it worth watching?
I think so. It gives you insight into his events, and that was Date with Destiny, early 2010s when they went and had the film crew there. And then when I watch it, I told myself internally, I was like, one day I'm going to be at one of his events. I just know it, And actually, there was a little scene in the movie that gave me strength to move on from the marriage. There was a woman that stood up middle of the crowd, and she said things aren't working out with her boyfriend. He's a little too feminine, stuff like that. And Tony's like, stand up right now and call him up and break up with him. You don't have to, but like you're complaining and it's not working. This is what you got to do. Like you hit a dead end. So then she actually did that. I think maybe later on they got back together. But the line that Tony said there was, you have to do things in life right when you know it's right, not when you wrap your mind around it. And
Hmm.
so then I still have the screenshots from then on my phone from 2016. And I look back at it sometimes. But that gave me the strength to actually do it, because a lot of times people linger in their marriages to keep the peace for the kids, whatever story they have. But when you're in your highest self, you just got to do it when you know it's the right thing to do. Don't wait. Don't procrastinate. Life is short. Just get out. If it's not working, press that button, and then you got to go through the process. It'll be painful, but that's what we got to do. So after that, I like had him in my mind, and then a friend of mine, a good friend of mine, connected with someone that we met who was bringing a group to Unleash the Power Within in 2019. And I registered, I signed up, and then I registered for the package at that event for the other event. So I went to Day with Destiny, December of 2019. COVID hit, so they shut down the social programs. And I just went to Fiji in August for Life and Wealth Mastery.
Wow.
Yeah, that was cool. And then a month or two ago, I was part of the staff for the crew to volunteer at Unleash the Power Within again. So
That's
it's a
amazing.
it's a
Wow.
great community. Yeah, it's awesome.